Hey, what's up, guys? Have you ever wanted to start a travel related business? If you're into travel, you love the idea of mixing with people, you want to check out this video. According to TripAdvisor, over the last year, there's been a 79% increase in local tours. So, this is something you want to check out and take advantage of this opportunity. There's such a thriving market now for travel with global tourists, with a global economy getting better and better, and more people having dollars to spend on travel. So check out this video for my 7 different travel business ideas. This is Patrick. I'm with theincomespot.com. So let's go ahead and get into some of these different business ideas that you can start in the travel industry. So the first one is a business that revolves around hiking tours. Now, there are companies out there that exist, so this are proven type businesses that are actually making money in this, basically offering tours around historic neighborhoods. It could be outside of your city in different hiking destinations. You want to try to attract tourists that are coming to your area that haven't been there before. Typically, this is a type of market for that. And there are different, as I mentioned, different types of tour companies. They typically charge anywhere from $60 on up per person, so you can take out large groups of people on these different types of tours that typically are hiking and last around 4 hours for each hike, and it can be longer than that. But this is a cool business. I like it. Minimal startup cost. Most of it would be just website, social media costs like that, investing in some video equipment, etc. Instagram could be another great social media for exposure to this type of business. Okay, so the next one is walking tours. Now, similar to hiking tours, this one is more for the casual exerciser that just wants to explore your city. And basically, I was recently in Italy and Spain, and I've seen this. I did some research on TripAdvisor. Essentially, you're taking visitors to landmark locations, historic hotels, historic neighborhoods, things of that nature, planning out a dedicated route daily, taking visitors to photographic sites, etc. Usually they charge around $30 per person for this type of tour. So I like this one as well because it does, as I mentioned earlier, it's a low startup type investment that you can start for, probably less than $1,500. One I really like is a food tour type company. So if you're into food, you have that love for kind of authentic food experiences, this could be really cool for you. Taking guests or locals, it could be as well, to your area on authentic food experiences. It could be authentic Mexican, whatever the regional thing is in your area. It could be craft beer. So basically you're taking visitors on a sort of a sampler of 5 to 7 different restaurants where you're taking in different types of food experiences. And that could be craft beers as well, wines, local regional wines, seafood. It could be authentic barbecue of Texas. There is a company in Texas, as a matter of fact, a food tour company. There's also one in Denver, Delicious Food Tours of Denver. She started in 2017. She's already making $20,000 per month now. When I was in Spain recently, there's a company, Devour Tours of Spain. They really heavily promote their business through YouTube. I think they do weekly videos on the tapas bars throughout Spain, and they have different hosts throughout different cities in Spain. So this is a pretty cool type of business. There's not a lot of startup costs. You'd basically need to invest in a website. You would need to invest in some decent camera equipment and audio. You can even find that on Craigslist or eBay, perhaps used, and basically some insurance, and that's pretty much it. There's no equipment, not any expensive type of equipment other than a camera. There's no inventory cost, or you don't need a commercial space. So I really like this one, and I'm sure you will too if you're into, food, culinary experiences. Okay, so this next one is a excursion. So this would be day trips. This would require a little bit more of an investment because you're going to need a decent sized van where you can hold 8 to 10 people, for example. So you're basically providing the transportation to and from location, typically outside of where they're staying. It could be 45 minutes to an hour. There are excursion companies that basically take someone to a local kind of touristy excursion, providing the transportation and the knowledge. So you need to be familiar with the area, talking about what's happening, the history, etc. So the typical excursion company charges $100 or more per person, to give you an idea of what you can charge. Okay, so the next one is Jeep excursions. This one would require an investment in a Jeep. You'd need to have a Jeep that could equip 7 or 8 people. Most of the excursions basically take people, those kind of thrill seekers that want to get out in the off-roads and do some four-wheeling or whatever. So this is something that most of the companies charge $100 or more per person. So if you're into thrill seeking, if you're into buying, this could be good for you. Just doing 3 or 4 excursions per week can really add up. If you're having 6 or 7 guests each time, just do the math on that. It would require, a basic startup would be, you need to have good insurance. So you need to promote it with perhaps YouTube would be a good one. Instagram could be another play here. So yeah, this is a pretty neat one that you can start. There's profitable businesses doing this. I like this one, so check it out. Jeep excursions could be a good one if you're into adventure. This next business idea is related to a local travel blog. I know you're probably thinking, yeah, another travel blog. Yeah, there's lots of travel blogs out there. I know that. But this one is more of a regionally focused blog where you're really kind of the specialist that talks specifically about this region, your region, and it could be events that are going on, restaurants, whatever's happening in your city, and promoting that content. You can also make videos, and there's lots of ways to monetize a blog. That could be through ad networks that pay you to display ads. It could be guest contributors. You mention their brand within a blog post, etc. You can also make arrangements with outside tour companies, as some of the ones I mentioned, where you can make a commission. Or if you were to start one of these other type of tour businesses, it's also an excellent way to promote your tour business. When you have traffic to your blog, cross-promoting any other type of business can be a very, very cool way to get traffic, or to get potential business, I should say, to your other type of business, travel business. Okay, so this next business idea is not necessarily revolutionary, but it's a bed and breakfast, okay? Now, bear with me. Keep in mind, this kind of business is what makes it profitable, and the way to make it profitable is how you market it. There's lots of bed and breakfasts out there, but if you market this type of business in a unique way, you can really capitalize that and make money with it. You would obviously need a space that you can have where you'd have 4 extra rooms that you can rent out. But marketing this business is key, and that could be through YouTube, promoting videos, building a channel around your area, Instagram as well, and building up your website and promoting content on there, and also making money with outside companies in your area where you can make additional revenue from this B&B, such as tour companies that we previously mentioned. There's lots of them that would be willing to pay you per lead or whatever. You can make an arrangement with them. Of course, they're going to be willing to make a deal with you if you're willing to if you're bringing business to them. So this is something, yeah, it's all in the way you market and get your bed and breakfast in front of people. If you speak a different language, whatever that may be, you need to highlight those advantages. And then as I mentioned, on the website, you want to have content that's really provides a lot of value of what you offer in the area. A lot of B&Bs don't do this. They're not necessarily really helpful in terms of what's around the area and what it is that your city, whatever, where you are, what else is there to see, etc. Just, restaurants, whatever it may be. The more value you can add, the better you're equipped to make money from it, as well as I mentioned, commissions, etc., from outside vendors and any other travel related companies.